So I'm getting everything ready for paint this morning. I got everything primed and power washed it last night and let everything dry. It's not perfect, but it's a lot better than it was. I'm definitely no body man by no means, but I made it look a little bit better, and that's all I care. So, I mean, you could spend 2 weeks on this damn thing and it still not look right, but it looks better than the smashed in. I beat the hell out of those dents and got those knocked out and kind of straightened out and everything. So what I'm going to do this morning is I've got everything power washed last night and degreased. I'm going to paint everything but the cab for right now. It's just going to be too much to tape off and everything. This is the actual color right here of what it's going to be. So it's an old Ford gray color. It's an old Ford tractor color. It's pretty close. It's $25 a gallon, and LinkBelt gray is $278 a gallon. So I'm going to go with the other color that isn't quite the same. But I'm going to paint everything from here all the way around. I'm going to paint the bottom. So I'll pretty much just tape up the cab. I'm going to tape up the hood. I'm going to take these rails off. That way I don't have to worry about taping them up. It ain't but 3 bolts. And let's walk over here and take that rail off up there. I power washed everything up top. I'm going to paint the hole up top and everything, the sides. I'm going to clean these stripes up and paint over them and then put the new ones over top of it. And I'm going to tape off some of these warning labels just so they're on there. And paint the toolbox. I'm not going to paint the boom right here. You could spend 3 weeks trying to get all the grease off on that. So that's just going to stay what it is. The color's not too far off, so you shouldn't really notice it. As long as all this looks good, it'll look a lot better. And I ordered all new decals, so all new stripes, LinkBelt decals, numbers, all that good stuff. So I'm going to work on taking these rails off and taping the hood up. That way I don't get any overspray on it, and hopefully all the damn flies will go the fuck off. So here it is now, all taped up, plasticed off. And like I said, everything I'm going to paint is but the cab, so I got everything plastic put on it. And I've got everything wiped down with lacquer thinner. And got everything cleaned up real nice, so I'm about ready to go ahead and stir the paint up and get her put on here. Hopefully it'll look a lot better. Let it dry, and then tomorrow I can put the decals on. Should look nice and good then. So I'm gonna actually start up top, that way I can work my way down. There's really nothing to do about these flies, so hopefully when I start spraying the paint it'll kind of deter them. I won't have 5 million flies stuck in it, so I'll see what happens. Alright, so mixing the paint up, you want to put one of these cans. This is a half a pint of the hardener, which will make the paint nice and hard and make it shine a little bit better, and it'll dry quicker. And I use the it said use this, so I figured I'd go ahead and use the same brand paint thinner. It's pretty much a paint thinner. It reduces it down and makes it go a little bit farther and thins it down a little bit so it's not so thick. So what I'm doing, just to make sure I don't screw up anything, I'm doing a half a gallon at the time. So you do a whole one of these for each one. So for that's a pint. So a pint, 16 ounces, so I did 8. And then on this, that's a half a pint, so I'll do 4 ounces of this. So I got that poured in here. I already got my paint put in here, so I'll do that, and I'll come over here and put 4 ounces of the hardener in there. About a little bit more, it's a little bit leaning. Let's see. Level that up a little bit. Put just a little bit more in there. Alright, that's good. So go ahead and pour that in there, and now what I gotta do is let all that drain out. Is mix this up real good. Make sure you mix the paint up real good. So let me get this mixed up, and I got me a piece of metal over here. I'm going to do a little test shot, make sure everything sprays out good. So here it is after the second coat. I put the first one on, let it dry for about 3 or 4 hours, come back and put the second one on. I got a little heavy-handed here in one spot. Somehow I messed up the darn adjustment on the paint gun, and it started squirting out a little heavy there, and it got to running. And I tried to I made a damn mess is what I did. I tried to sand the run out. It wasn't all the way dry, and I made a mess. So we're just gonna leave it alone because I think the decal will cover it. Plus, I mean, one good whack from a tree and it won't really make a whole hill of beans anymore. Hopefully I won't swing in or nothing, but that's all it would take, and it really wouldn't make a whole lot of damn difference. But there it is. It ain't perfect, like I said. I didn't sand down all these little chips and everything. I just painted over top of it. At least it's all one color now, so I'm happy with it. I'll let it dry tonight and let it warm up tomorrow, and I'll go ahead and put our stripes on it and the numbers and the big decal on the back. Hopefully the wind won't be blowing. I might have to take it down there to the pole barn so that I'm out of the wind, because I'm not going to waste $300 with the decals because the wind gets it. Well, here it is, day 2. I had to put another coat of paint on it this morning. It's all nice and dry now. I wasn't happy the way it turned out yesterday with the second coat, so I put a third coat on it to kind of help it out. It's still not perfect. It didn't turn out as good as the back coat did, I think, but it's all better. It's a lot better than it was, let's just say that. The cab kind of stands out now since the paint doesn't match. It's kind of hard to see it under here, but out in the sun there's definitely a big shade of gray difference, so I may end up just taping that up one day, and I can get 3 rattle cans and paint that, make it all match. So, but here it is, all painted. I got my rails back on, and there's the back end. Looks a lot better than it did. I actually tracked it. It's about a 1/4 mile from the house all the way back here to the barn, but I brought it down here just to get out of the wind. I figured that'd be a lot easier trying to put the decals on without a 10-mile-an-hour wind gusting. So I got that rail back on and this step rail. So I'm going to wipe it down here real quick and probably go ahead and start with the stripe over here. I'll get it lined back up with the old ones. You can tell I painted over it, so it'll kind of line right back up. The new one doesn't quite go all the way to the bottom, so it's going to show about a 1/4 inch of gray. So, oh well, I guess it'll just be like another little pinstripe. So I'll have to make sure I get that nice and straight. So I guess you can't have everything with aftermarket decals. So I'm going to. I got like 30 foot of stripes, so it's going to be a little bit of a pain in the ass to put on. I may just kind of measure these and cut these out and do them in little sections just to make life a little easier. I do have some soapy water. They said do that. That way if you kind of get off a little bit, you can slide it around and put it back and squeegee it all out. So I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit. I may do one for the camera after I feel like I look halfway decent trying to do it. So. Alright, let me get them on. So I'm about an hour and a half into it now. I actually had to pull it out from the building because the sun's starting to set and I couldn't see under there. So I've got this side down on there. I got the stripe and the 2800 on there, and I've got the stripe for the back mocked up. Trying to figure out how I want to do that. And I've got the decals on over here. I still got to put the 2800 and then the big decal on the back. So I'm gonna go. I figured I'd just go ahead and do a little quick update here on it before it got dark, and because I'm in a pretty good little rush here to try to get this on. But you can't do it too fast because you'll get a big wrinkle in it, and then you have a problem. So I think I'm going to pull back about 3 foot of this one. Spray it, pull the backing off, leave the backing on, but that way the stripe stays pretty even. So alright, let me go ahead and get that done. Alright, well I just finished up with the last decal. I didn't get any videos putting them on because it's a little stressful. I did the soapy water in the spray bottle and put them on there. They ain't quite perfect, but it's good enough for me. So I got those 28 foot of stripe, the two 2800 decals, and the big link belt on the back. So here it is, all painted and decaled. That stripe right there got just a little bit off, but I guess I could cut it right here if I wanted to and straighten it up. But it's so damn hard. I mean, that decal's 11 feet long. It's hard to put on by yourself, but I managed to tape it up, and I don't think it looks too terribly bad, so I'll just leave well enough alone. So good size link belt decal on the back. That one's about 5 feet long. And the front here, that panel door's a little bent, so it's kind of jacked up the stripe a little bit. So, but you can kind of see the two-tone in the cab now. I'll probably, as you can tell, that shines good from the sun. I'll probably take that off one day if I get bored and get 2 or 3 rattle cans of the same color, and just to make that match. Sure would make it look a lot better. But that alone makes it look one hell of a lot better, I think. So there she is, ready to start digging.